All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Dave and Ped's AGcellent Adventure. My friend David, how are you?
Excellent.
Your hat says poet. Can you freestyle a poem for us?
No.
All right. One of these days, we're both going to bring a poem about a certain topic and read our poems on air. We should do it like once every couple months.
I feel like you have experience in this that I don't.
I do. I am a wordsmith.
Would you consider yourself an amateur poet?
Yeah.
Amateur.
Give me a topic.
Hogs.
Hogs. All right. They're smelly. They're tasty. They're full of life. But when they don't want to go down the alley, they fill you with much strife. So that is why, after 200 pounds, we lead them down the alley so smelly, because one day we know we will joyfully put them in our belly.
I can see that coming.
That's the best I could do without like taking time to think about it.
I like it. That was good. That was really good.
Oh, man. All right.
Now we just need to add a beat to that.
There we go.
And then you can
And like some auto-tune.
Make it work. Yeah, some make it work.
It cuts to Josiah auto-tune. Yeah, he likes pigs. Something like that.
I don't think Josiah can do that.
Oh, boy. I'm just so happy on this Tuesday morning.
Auto-tune works wonders, even if you sound
there we go.
terrible.
All right, go for it.
Hey, we're going to talk about some Italian food for a lot of this episode today. The other day, I watched the movie Nona's. Have you heard of it?
No.
No,
I haven't.
It is a movie on Netflix. So Vince Vaughn is the lead actor in it. And essentially, the premise is he loved growing up in like the kitchen with his nonna and his mom and all their Italian family around, cooking all these huge like Sunday dinner feasts when all the family comes over. And his mom dies and he inherits some money and stuff, and he's just trying to find purpose in his life, and he decides he's going to buy this restaurant and hire only nonnas, which is Italian for grandmothers, to be the chefs.
Yeah.
Great movie. I won't say any more than that. It's an awesome movie, but it made me think, when I'm old, because it's kind of sad. He pulls these people kind of out of like depressing, lonely states where their family doesn't come see them a lot and they're in a nursing home or something.
Yeah.
But I just hope that when I'm old, someone, and we've talked about this a little in the pod, someone still sees value in me, and I want to be providing value or have someone think I'm worth their time still when I'm old.
Absolutely.
And it just made me think of that. It was very, very sweet. I cried a couple times.
Whoa.
It was very touching. Doesn't take a lot to get me to cry.
I was just going to ask. Yeah.
I'm a crier. No shame about it.
Big teddy bear.
I get it from my dad more than my mom. I can't even count the amount of times over. Am I supposed to turn this air conditioner off?
Oh, that's probably a good idea.
I forgot to turn it off. Hold up. 1 second. Boy, it felt good on my neck though, I must say.
Hey.
Yeah, I can't count the amount of times over the years where I've been watching something and I'll turn to my dad and he's just like sobbing in his chair.
Really?
So
what a gentle man.
Yeah, some farmers have that sweet, soft side to them.
They do.
Yeah, and then they go out on the farm and they're filled with rage.
Yes.
That's me.
Nice.
Sweet and soft, but also rageful. So yeah, Nona's. Highly recommend. Also, the food looks unbelievable. It made me want to drive to like the East Coast and just eat Italian food.
I do like
incredible.
Like me some carbs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What do you think is a skill, like as you're older, that you would be able to provide to someone well into your 70s and 80s and stuff? Hopefully you'll be retired from farming by then.
A skill that I can provide as a 70-year-old to someone else.
Yeah, hopefully like these ladies provided this incredible cooking and years of cooking and learning these homemade recipes.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Hopefully it's farming, and I tapped maple trees for maple syrup this year. So
you're going to have that down.
So maybe in 40 years I can hand off some really good techniques and tactics.
We should set up a stand this winter selling maple syrup.
That sounds cold.
Yeah. We could do it in the shop. People could come here.
Good.
Curry's syrups.
Problem is I only have 2 maple trees right now.
Yeah, we're going to need about 15, 20.
That limits the potential.
We could sell shot glasses of syrup.
It would be very expensive.
Single serving.
There you go.
One breakfast serving.
1 teaspoon
of syrup.
There you go.
Oh, also, something else I want. Now, So I don't watch a lot anymore. I used to watch a lot of new shows and stuff, and then I decided, you know what, I need to be more productive with my time. Started the pod stuff, all that, and now with Josiah really going all in with me on this, I don't really ever sit down and watch stuff at home anymore. So I've forced myself to watch a couple things that I wanted to watch and just turned my brain off this week.
Sure.
I watched the Joplin tornado documentary.
Holy smokes, man.
Do you remember when that happened?
Yeah, we had some family in Joplin when that went through.
Are you serious?
Yep.
In the path? Holy moly.
Yeah.
What, are they okay?
Yeah.
Were they okay? Dude, I remember it happening and like watching the coverage and stuff, but this documentary had they interviewed like people that were like some of the people that were in that. I don't know if you remember the famous cell phone audio from those people who were in the gas station cooler. Some of those people.
I don't remember that.
Oh my gosh. They interviewed some of those people. They interviewed a group of friends who thought they had time to get away and didn't. They were in a car and their car gets like twisted around and everything. And one of the friends gets sucked out into the tornado.
Oh my gosh.
He lives.
Wow.
But it's a wild story. And I was watching that and it was just like, holy moly. And these people kept saying like, man, don't mess with Mother Nature and all this. And like, yeah, it's like a natural thing to do. But it was like, it reminded me of the power of God.
Yeah.
Like, these natural disasters and things that God can control and stuff. And just like the absolute massive power that nature has is insane.
Yeah. It's so fierce.
Yeah.
And it's so quick. I think about that because we see tornadoes and stuff in our area all the time. Not necessarily that it's on my lawn, but I feel that when I go to the ocean and you swim in the ocean and just the way it moves you and you have no idea how to fight it, you know? And I'm sure people that spend a lot of time in the ocean would feel that way about tornadoes and storms and that stuff. But it's a thing, man. Nature can make you feel it in a real quick amount of time.
Water too. Water is so powerful. Yep. The power of water, how water can like wash away entire cliffs, hillsides, roadways, rocks and rivers and stuff from years of just running water over something like that. Also, you said the ocean. That made me think. I just recently saw a video of a guy so there was like a friend who dove down underneath a huge wave while he was surfing with his friends to like video from underneath. And the video shows his friend like falling off his surfboard while he's surfing this huge wave. And the friend is down deep enough where he's not affected, but his friend is just getting tossed around in that thing. Like, these surfers are crazy to me.
They're nuts.
They're crazy people.
They're super nuts.
Because if you go under, you pretty much just got to hold your breath and hold on for dear life as you get tossed around like you're in a washing machine before you can come up and catch your breath. And I feel like to them, it's probably normal. To me, I would be terrified.
I'll give you my short experience of surfing.
Oh, yes.
It's very short, very brief.
Please.
So when I worked in college athletics, I worked with a water polo team.
Okay.
All the girls that came to play water polo were from the coast. So most of them were from California.
Yeah.
So we also went to, since there's no real big water polo tournaments in the Midwest, maybe Michigan, Indiana, maybe a few Big Ten teams, but majority of this stuff happens in the West Coast, Santa Clara, UC San Diego, that sort of stuff. So we would fly out and we would do these trips where we would hop around to different tournaments. And one time we were down in San Diego and a couple of the girls lived there. And so they said, well, let's go surfing. And I said, sure, let's try it. Okay, it's March. Not exactly the warmest the Pacific Ocean could be. In fact, it was pretty cold.
Yeah.
And so most people would wear a wetsuit, and they just gave me like a rash guard t-shirt. Not warm. So I get out there. They neglected to tell me about turtling, which is when you dive into the wave as it's coming towards you so that you don't go over backwards.
Oh,
They didn't tell me about this.
There's technique to this.
There's technique, right? So if you want to get out to the place where waves then start to break, you have to get through the waves that are breaking on you. So you dive in through the wave and then come up underneath on the other side.
Okay.
You do that over and over again. They didn't tell me that.
Oh, no.
So I just kept doing this and then
falling backwards.
It was a terrible experience.
Yeah.
It was so hard. And you feel like you're going to drown a couple times.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I finally got out past the point where the waves were breaking. And there's just A group of dolphins just
Oh,
cruising.
man. Are you
right,
serious?
Cruising right by me. Yeah.
Were you scared or was it awesome?
Yeah, I had no idea what to think. No idea. They were out there kind of with me. The girls were, and so I was kind of like just
I would
hanging
for
out.
sure think that they were going to eat me.
But it was you're a little nervous because they're big.
Yeah.
They're not small, and they're just not that far from you. Yeah, it
you
was
had a
really
wild experience.
It was.
You
Yep.
had dolphins.
Yep. So I lasted. It was probably a 30 or 40 minute ordeal, but I was so cold because it was probably. It might have been 60-degree water, maybe.
Did you ever get up?
No way. No way.
Did you try?
I think I might have gotten on my knees, maybe. I don't remember.
Okay.
It was probably 2011 or 12 is when that happened. Yeah. But that was my experience of the ocean, how powerful it is. Well, I mean, one of them, but that was really wild.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I had a buddy who went surfing, or he was out in California for a business trip. I think like a year and a half ago or something like that, 2 years ago. And he went off on his own one night. He's like, you know what? I'm going to get myself out of my comfort zone. I'm going to go down to this beach where this guy is like teaching surfing lessons, and I'm going to go try to go surfing. And he said it was a fun experience that he almost got up once. And he said the most unflattering, or the thing he remembered most though was how unflattering he looked in a full wetsuit. He goes, that wetsuit will really humble you.
Yeah, I bet. Anybody. You gotta be pretty shredded to make one of those look good.
I was laughing so hard when he told me that. That was funny. Man, well, I'm glad you got to experience that. That's cool.
Mother Nature, man. It's crazy.
I have always wanted to like snorkel or like go down and swim with like animals of the ocean, but I don't have like that thalassophobia or whatever it's called, where you're like afraid of the water and stuff. But I do get a little timid about what's going on underneath me, and I'm not sure down there how I'd handle it if some bigger stuff came by.
Yeah, and there's just so many, when you're not used to being in the ocean, there's so many things, rip currents and all sorts of stuff. You're just not used to that, and
I watched Baywatch growing up, but I'm no expert on the ocean.
Yeah.
That Mitch guy made it look so easy, a.k.a. David Hasselhoff. He made it look so easy.
The Hoff.
Yeah. What a guy. What a handsome guy he was in Baywatch. Easily one of the icon heartthrobs of the 90s, probably.
We're just going to keep on this. We're going to keep on this.
Moving on. So, yesterday, Josiah and I, now, not when you guys hear this, but yesterday, as of when I'm talking right now, Josiah and I went to Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Okay.
I went there to look at a new pickup that I ended up buying. And then,
congratulations.
Thank you.
That was a few episodes ago. We talked about you getting a pickup.
I have joined the Chevy family. First time ever.
Ew.
Let's
wow.
go.
All right.
Yeah, all three of us here. The Chevy bros.
Well, yeah, sure.
The CBs. Wait, do you have other things that aren't Chevy?
Well, I actually just bought a Ford in February for the first time.
That's a Sierra out there.
That's the work.
Oh, your white one is a Ford?
My regular one is a Ford.
Lame.
Yeah.
Whoops. Well, you're hybrid. You're Ford and Chevy.
We have been this is the first Ford to be in the family in a long time. So
I had a Ford one time growing up.
I'm a GM guy for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, it's an awesome truck. I love it. It's great. But then while we're there, I was like, well, obviously we have to make some content.
Right.
So we go into Sioux Falls, and I decide over the next 3-4 months, I'm going to eat every pizza joint, not chains, in Sioux Falls, and I'm going to have a definitive top 10 ranking.
Okay.
So yesterday we ate some amazing spots. I had my first ever deep dish pizza.
Really?
It was delicious.
You never had a deep dish pizza?
No, it was scalding hot. And I kept forgetting to get napkins at every place we stopped, which was a problem. So I was licking my fingers and wiping them on my shorts. And I'm a clean freak, and that disgusts me. But it's better than leaving things all over my hands and face.
Next time, take a towel with you or something.
Yeah, a towel that I get damp so it wipes things off would be a lot better. Just a rookie mistake.
Just throw it over your shoulder when you walk into every place.
There was one stop. So I got my map pulled up, and I'm trying to find pizza places that are close together. And there's one that says Hot Stuff Pizza. I'm like, nice. Let's go check out Hot Stuff Pizza. It's right beside another place we want to go. Pull into the address that it gave us for Hot Stuff Pizza. It's a Get and Go gas station.
Oh, buddy.
Gas station pizza.
Oh, right.
And so I was
we
like,
around here are familiar with gas station pizza.
While we're here, might as well try it.
Yes.
So we got a funny chunk of me trying a personal pan pepperoni gas station pizza.
All right.
Must say, not good.
Oh, not as good as Casey's?
Palatable, but not good.
Not as good as
Casey's blows it out of the water.
Yeah.
So that was kind of funny, but it was a great day. And it got me thinking, I want to know what your favorite our like ultimate pizzas, then we should build our ultimate pizza shop menu. Like 5-6 pizzas. We're going to have lines out the door because our pizza's so good.
Yeah.
How do you like your crust? To me, the crust has to be crispy. I like thin, but if it's not thin, I want it to still have the good crisp and crunch and some fortitude to it.
The original, this was, when I was growing up, Pizza Hut pan pizza. That's the crust that I envision.
That crust is good.
That where there's so much butter on the edges that it kind of bubbles up and kind of gives you a little crispy.
Oh yeah,
right around the rim.
Oh yeah,
that's the best.
Their Pizza Hut pan crust growing up, yeah, it was because it kind of was like crispy golden bottom and then like pillowy, so you had the crunch with it.
Right,
that's great crust.
That's the crust. If I envision a crust. That's it.
Yeah, that's how it was when we would do our book program and they'd bring out I think you get like a free personal pan pizza for the Book It program or something. They'd bring it out in that like fajita style scalding hot skillet.
Yeah.
Man, Pizza Hut was an absolute experience as
legit.
A 90s kid.
It was legit.
It was like the place to be. And it was like a nice restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
So when I grew up, Ida Grove still had the Pizza Hut on the water.
Great place.
And people come back and talk about that all the time. And you'll hear people talk about that aren't from around here. They used to have the Pizza Hut on the water there. And they had this white sauce that was only available in a handful of different stores around here. And one of the guys that was in my brother's class managed that Pizza Hut for a long, long time.
Oh, I love it.
And so he kind of knew the ins and the outs on how to get that white sauce.
Oh, man.
Particular breadstick sauce.
Dude.
And it's not just Alfredo sauce. There's something different about it.
Yeah.
And you can still get it in Storm Lake. They just brought it back, so you can go get it.
Looks like we're going there for lunch.
So that's what I'm envisioning is my Pizza Hut of my younger years.
We would come play Ida Grove and baseball and stuff in the summer when we were little, and it was just an unwritten rule. After we're done, we're going to the Pizza Hut on the water.
Yep.
Or we would like travel even like further to the west or whatever it might be. And it's like all the parents are like, yeah, we'll all stop there and eat together with the team and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then you get to eat, the kids are running around on the dock down by the water and stuff.
Yep.
It's so much fun.
The carp, we were just talking about this the other day. The carp that were in that pond.
Monsters.
I mean, it wasn't a lake. It was a small pond.
Yeah.
They ate so much bread. They ate so much pizza.
Those carp were living the dream.
I mean, they sold old pizza just to throw to the carp. Yeah. They were so big.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah. How about you? What's your crust?
I gotta say, thin is my favorite. But I did have like a Brooklyn style pizza yesterday in Sioux Falls where it wasn't. They consider it thin crust, but it's just a little thicker than what you would think of as like an actual thin crust.
Okay.
Oh, but baby,
that was good.
Just like bendy enough where I could fold it, but it was still crispy.
Yeah.
That was easily my favorite. It was Pizza Shop in Sioux Falls was easily my favorite pizza yesterday.
Great name. Yeah, how could you mistake it for
Pizza
anything
Shop,
other than
New York pizza?
All right.
It was delicious. And they have like the big case full of pizzas you can order by the slice or get whole pizzas.
That's sweet.
They had like 7 other pizzas I wanted to try, but I had to stick with pepperoni.
When I think of pizza, or New York pizza, the movie that comes to mind is Along Came Polly.
Yes.
And
I know exactly what you're talking about.
He's sitting there like just the grease dripping off the bottom of the pizza.
Literally yesterday while Josiah was filming, I said, Josiah, look at this. I tipped it and grease is just falling off. And I think I said something like, oh, that helps it come out later.
Yeah.
So my favorite pizza probably ever it's just hit me in like the last 2 years. It's the hot honey pepperoni.
Oh, okay.
You give me a pepperoni with that hot honey drizzle, I am in heaven.
That's your
love some banana peppers too, maybe. But I'm going to say a pizza I got to have on my menu is a hot honey pepperoni pizza.
Okay.
So that's for sure one of them.
We might have to change the name of this channel to Dave and Ped's Food Adventures because,
that's fair.
I mean, we talk a lot about pizza and food.
If you're friends with me, it's just inevitable.
It's just
food's coming up.
It's part of it.
Sorry.
My favorite pizza, hot honey is good. Hot honey is good. That's been a revelation.
Good. Yeah.
My go-to pizza is pepperoni, cream cheese.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Pepperoncinis.
Yes.
And so the dollops of cream cheese in there with the pepperoni. Good. And the pepperoncini gives it this acidic punch to it. Oh yeah, that's good. How about you?
I'm pretty lame. I like anything on pizza, but my go-to is why is that funny?
I don't know.
My go-to is just pepperoni, bacon, and beef. Usually.
Oh, he's an all meat guy.
I love my protein, man.
That's
it's all
good.
about that protein.
That's good. I like that,
dude. And you're a thin crust. Are you like as long as the crust is crispy?
I eat thin crust. I enjoy thin crust, but I do like a little bit more fluff to it. But it's got to be well done. No flop.
So, are you picky about the type of bacon that goes on your pizza?
Normally not. No.
Okay, so bacon bits is the same as bacon on your pizza?
No. It's a little bit more crispy.
Oh, so they're not the same.
Let's chop up some real deal bacon.
Real deal
Put it on
bacon.
there,
Real deal bacon.
But usually, who puts real deal bacon on their pizza though? I mean, if I made my own pizza, I would make I would do real deal bacon.
By that
but
thick cut, so you got them thick cubes on there.
Yeah.
if you're going to Godfather's or Pizza Hut, they don't.
just got
They
chills.
just put bacon bits on there.
Yeah, all meat's good. All meat's good.
Dude, you
that can be
cream
on the
cheese.
list.
We just had, you go to Backdraft at Holstein ever?
Oh, yeah.
And they got the cream cheese on the brisket pizza there.
Yeah.
Change your life. Change your freaking life. So we got two pizzas.
Cream cheese, brisket, jalapenos.
Yeah.
Can we put that on the menu?
Yeah,
Is this our pizza shop menu?
Let's put that on the menu for
All
sure.
right, okay.
So are we adding Josiah's all meat?
Absolutely. You got to have an all meat. You got to have an all meat option.
Now, something that's gotten really popular, it kind of started at Fong's in Des Moines, and now it's everywhere, is the crab rangoon pizza with the sweet chili sauce.
I don't think I've had this.
Do you like crab rangoon?
Yeah.
Do you like sweet chili sauce?
Yeah.
You got to try the sweet chili crab rangoon pizza sometime from Backdraft.
Okay.
Change your life.
All right.
Dude, so in my opinion, I would like to have that one on there.
Okay.
As a personal fave.
I'm not gonna
also
fight you on our menu.
It's a massive seller like everywhere. It is so good. It's literally just the cream cheese, the sweet chili sauce, or just regular cheese and marinara. And then I think you can, if you want to, you can put like wonton crumbles
some
on there.
Crispies?
Dude, I'm telling you, freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm about that.
Yeah. What else you got?
Ooh.
I just like everything really.
Yeah.
But I do have some that stand out about the rest.
The brisket pepperoni.
What do you think about a buffalo chicken pizza?
I like it.
Buffalo chicken's so good. I'm also a huge bacon cheeseburger pizza kind of guy.
Yeah.
It's I just like them all.
I think you got to go with the Mediterranean, you know?
Oh yeah.
The straight basil tomato cheese.
Yep.
And then a little balsamic vinegar drizzled on top of that. Yeah, that's it.
I'm having a moment right now.
That's it.
Thank you.
That's it.
I told Josiah yesterday, I said if I knew every single place had like a margarita pizza.
That's what I meant. Not Mediterranean, margarita pizza.
That's okay. I knew what you're saying. I said this would be the one I'd want to try. But I know everyone will have pepperoni and not everyone will have margarita. Because margarita is just freaking clutch.
It's good.
Also, like, we got to have something that makes the women feel healthier. Like chicken with green peppers and onions or something maybe. Veggies with chicken.
If they're eating pizza already, don't you think they've kind of...
Yeah, that's true.
Push that to the side.
That's true. But some people are like, I want my pizza to feel like a salad.
Then don't go to the pizza shop.
Exactly.
Go to the salad shop.
Do you guys like chicken Alfredo pizza? Like the
I don't mind
white
it.
sauce with chicken?
Yeah,
and
I'd
stuff?
do some white sauce.
Pizza Ranch has a
good.
good chicken Alfredo pizza.
To me, a pizza shop just needs to have a plethora of sauce options. How about dipping options? Do you prefer to dip your pizza into something?
No, I just eat it straight up. If there's a dipping sauce for like my crust, I wouldn't mind like a little garlic sauce, like Papa John style.
Oh, yeah.
Or even like just like a ranch.
Yeah.
To dip that crust
I like
in.
ranch. I like ranch.
So,
the Papa John's is what I had in mind. Did you ever go to the place in Ames that has the wheat crust that you dip into honey?
Come again? What? No.
Yeah, it's a kind of a braided wheat crust.
Oh my.
And I'm not a huge fan of the taste of the wheat crust, but the dipping it in honey afterwards is spectacular. And now they probably have a hot honey dipping option, is my guess too. But
yummy.
That was always a favorite of a lot of people in Ames.
When you grew up around here, did you eat Honeykiss pizza from Storm Lake?
No.
Dude.
Maybe. That
Iconic.
does ring a bell.
Iconic.
Kind of a thinner type pizza.
Yeah, and it had the crust was made like infused with honey and had like a honey glaze on it.
That does sound good.
It was so popular, and then it was a travesty when the guy closed it and no one wanted to buy it. Now, I was like 12 or no, I think I was 17 when he closed
you'd
it.
be Pizza Ped.
If I would have been like 24,
Pizza Ped throwing dough
if I would
around.
have been like 24 when he decided he wanted to close, I'd have bought that thing. I'd done whatever it took to buy it.
Yeah.
I want to find the recipe. I want to somehow get the recipe from the guy and start a food truck and just do Honeykiss food truck.
Yeah.
You would make a killing in Storm Lake and
People would
around.
remember. People would remember.
I mean, people are dying for that pizza. It was so good. And he delivered to Elta.
Ooh.
732-2222 was the number.
Can you still get it?
And he would.
You think they've given that up?
We should call the number. And he would deliver to Elta. His name was Randy. He knew me and all my buddies by first name basis.
Man.
And we'd always just like everyone would order their own medium pizza, and he'd bring over like 8 medium pizzas to Elta. It was like a medium pizza was like $8.
Yeah.
So good.
That's sweet.
Man, I missed that.
Get Randy on the phone.
Yeah.
And let's figure out. Maybe we'll have Randy as a guest, and we'll talk about the honey-kissed pizza.
Yep. So I think we had a good list. I think adding a chicken, pineapple, and like green pepper and onion pizza would really round it out and make it good.
Yeah.
Also, have you ever had a vodka sauce pizza?
No.
Oh, the vodka sauce is so good. It's like an orange kind of like Italian sauce.
I've had vodka sauce on pasta before.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So good.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you going to do about it? I just felt like talking Italian there.
I
Sorry.
appreciate it.
You got pizzaiola in here.
A mozzarella.
All right. I think we had a great menu there.
That's good.
Speaking of other adventures that's happened, Josiah went on an adventure to a concert. And I just want you to hear this story, David. This is like for me personally, but I think that people will find it funny. I need Josiah to tell the story about the time he's pretty sure he poked a guy's eyeball out.
I don't know if I poked it out. I don't know what I did, dude. It was so gross. Oh my gosh, I felt so bad. It was so gross.
Tell the story.
I was in Minnesota with some friends. We were at a concert for a band called the Menzingers.
The Menzingers.
And
iconic
metal.
Iconic.
No, it's not metal. It's actually like Boston punk. I think style is what they consider.
Never mind. You never know with you. You never know.
That's true. I do like a lot of different music. Oh man, I never been in a mosh pit before. They were the headliners, so it was a while before I went in the mosh pit. But I was just jumping around, pushing people over, and this guy fell over. So I'm in my head, I'm like, oh, I need to help this guy up. And so I bend over to help this guy up, and I get shoved in the back, and my thumb goes straight into this guy's eye, full goo. It was had to been half my thumb was in his eye. It was disgusting. And while that happened, then I got pushed away from him, like really far away from him, and my thumb was wet. It was disgusting and wet. And I didn't know what happened. And all I could see from afar, because there's a pretty big pit and I got pushed away, I could see from afar this guy was holding the eye that I poked and like getting up from the ground. Never saw him.
He was holding like this, or he was holding it like this?
No. He had his hand over his eye. And I never saw him again, so I didn't know what happened. But I felt horrible, absolutely horrible. And it was disgusting. Worst feeling I've ever had in my thumb.
For those people that don't know what a mosh pit is,
maybe
they just have heard about it, but they don't know what it is. I'm currently learning.
There's rules to it for sure.
I don't know what a mosh pit is, other than I've heard of the technical term, but I don't know what it is. Can you explain to me?
Depends on the concert, but majority of the time, just a straightforward mosh pit is going to be like a big circle, a group of people. They're jumping to the music and pushing each other. They're going back and forth, charging each other, pushing, all that kind of stuff.
Is there a certain type of music that creates this mosh pit?
No, I mean, a lot of times if a music has a groove to it that you can move to, people can do a mosh pit too.
So pushing people's okay in this regard?
Yes. Okay. Yes, your goal is to push people, but there's different kinds of mosh pits. So you got the circle pit where everyone's jumping going in a circle, pushing and shoving. Open pit where people are just swinging their arms and legs, hitting each other, going crazy. Wall of Death, that's a fun one.
Wall of Death?
They did that on Sunday. Everyone, the middle splits on two sides, and then when the drop happens, everybody charges at each other.
It's like Violent Red Rover.
Oh, it's super fun. It's so much fun. But now, like metal concerts can get pretty crazy in the mosh pits. Usually like pop punk or those kinds of concerts, usually just a lot of pushing and shoving, which
I can't wait to experience
You get covered in sweat from other people's sweat and they all stink. It's kind of gross. You got to get over that, but it's so much fun. Good exercise. And you're just enjoying the music, hearing the drops and stuff. But worst experience of my life. I hated it. I felt so bad. I wish I could see that guy. Well, he probably can't see me. Sorry.
That was a great joke.
Anyways, yeah.
That was funny.
Mosh pits, man.
Mosh pits are fun.
I'm learning so much as a guy who knows nothing about this culture.
Yeah. It's good.
We'll have to detail it some more.
David, have you ever felt someone's eye goo on your thumb?
No, not in that regard.
I don't recommend it.
Knuckle deep.
Oof. Poor guy. I hope today that he has at least partial vision in that eye.
I hope he Yeah, I hope he's okay. I do.
Hey, at the end of the day, you know the dangers of entering the pit. gotta keep on those feet. That's why
was
we
just
go to
trying
the
to help
Now
him,
I
though.
understand. Here's the deal. Now I understand that you went to mosh pit instead of meet my,
Oh my gosh.
nice single cousins. It sounds fun.
Hey, I've wanted
It
to
sounds
see
fun.
this concert
They
for so
probably
long.
wouldn't be into that. So maybe that's a breaking point for you guys. I don't know.
Well, they don't have to mosh.
Okay.
We have friends who
But
are
you
moshers
can-
and their wives are not.
You can enjoy the concert at least, though. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hopefully in a few weeks I'm going to experience my first mosh, and it's going to be epic.
I gotta get a video of that because you're gonna kill somebody.
We're gonna have a video.
really hope
Is that
you
this
don't.
place down in Des Moines?
Oh yeah,
What's it
Woolies.
called?
Woolies in
That's
Des
a
Moines.
great venue. Yeah, Woolies is pretty cool.
We're gonna have a
Medium-sized.
first mosh experience.
Is Caleb coming up for that?
We should try to get Woolies as a sponsor. No, he's not. But we're gonna take video of it so everyone can see.
Okay. I like
And
this.
I honestly feel like I'm going to thrive.
All right.
You'll enjoy it.
I can't wait.
I mean, I can't imagine anybody pushing you.
Nope, they're gonna probably hurt their hand. Their thumb is gonna get broken, not ague on
Oh,
it
they'll
from trying to push
try.
me.
They're probably gonna charge you and push you, and then they'll just bounce right off of you
Yeah.
and fall over.
See,
Love it.
this
love
is
it.
just another
Can
reason.
we get you in the wall of death, please? Can we
I don't
get
know
you?
if I don't know if that band.
I'm gonna go around telling people, "Hey, 10 minutes, wall of death," just so we can try to do one.
I don't know if they'll do. I was
be
surprised to
amazing.
see it on Sunday night because they're pop punk,
Yeah,
and it really didn't match their music. So I was surprised. I guess they just wanted to do it for fun.
Nice.
I want to do the wall of death.
Nice.
That sounds awesome.
I can't wait to see that video.
Yeah, this is another reason why you have to lift and prioritize your muscle strength and your health, because you don't just need it for everyday life, like around the farm and being maybe able to help someone. If you see them fall, you also need it for mosh pitting. This guy would have been working on his footwork. He wouldn't have fallen down and got a thumb to the eyeball.
A lot of people fall, but you always want to help them up.
Nice.
People usually stop and help them up. I don't know why I got pulled away, but it happened.
Some rookie pushed you. What a great story, right?
That's pretty something. That's something.
Pretty metal, huh?
Yes. That's something. That's something.
Oh, man. All right, let's catch up on the farm here quick. We were able to get all of our bales picked up and out of the field.
Finally.
Not long before some rain came again, but got her all done. Praise Jesus for that.
Yeah.
We were able to haul a bunch more manure.
Okay.
In this hot, dry weather, we went up and spread it on just some hay grounds. The regrowth, though, because a ton of rain came, and then I had to wait a couple days, 3 days to go get the bales. The regrowth on the second cutting of hay is crazy, bro.
Really?
It's already like getting bushy and stuff. When I was out there picking up bales, I've never seen a second cutting grow back this fast.
Wow.
But when you had as much rain as we've had and the heat we had,
Yeah.
that stuff's
And
going like
you're probably a
gangbusters.
late apply manure over the top. So like late May, you're
Yes.
putting some manure out over
Yes.
the hay ground.
Yep.
Which is probably with all this rain gonna
Oh, man.
go nuts.
Second cutting is going to be freaking legendary.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's going to happen. That third cutting is always the wild card, because it might just go completely dry in July and August, and then you get nothing from it.
So I was talking to a friend he's south of Mobile, 10 miles maybe, off of Highway 20. And they have missed pretty much every rain,
Oh, man. That
which is
stinks.
amazing because we've gotten a bunch of rain. You've gotten a bunch of rain. They're basically straight west of us.
Yeah.
And they haven't gotten
Which is where it usually comes from.
exactly.
Yeah.
And he said his normal first cutting is somewhere in the neighborhood of 2.25 to 2.5 ton. And he's at 1.25 ton. So he was like, it has been a real struggle.
Dang.
Yeah.
We had one field that did like 3 ton.
Really.
It was wild.
Yeah.
It was a 21 acre hayfield, and I don't remember how many. We got like 78 bales off of it, or 80
Wow.
bales.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And that field was the one I was in picking up bales when it just started unleashing rain on us the other night. And I drove a load of hay back with my tractor in the rain, and it was like completely short and everything. 3 days later, I went back. That was the field where it was just like crazy.
Nuts.
Like, I have a feeling if this heat and stuff comes, we probably won't have to wait 6 weeks for the second
Right.
cutting. It's going
Right.
to go like
Yeah.
gangbusters.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got some
a good
spraying
thing.
done on the farm?
I sprayed yesterday.
Yeah, great day for spraying yesterday.
It was finally, it was warm. With Liberty, you want to spray when it's hot and humid.
Yep.
That kind of started on Wednesday or Thursday last week.
Yeah,
But also came the wind.
dude, 40 mile per
we
hour
couldn't
wind.
spray it Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Which those
It
90-degree
was so
temps
windy.
that'd have been
so windy.
that'd have been elite spraying weather
Would've
if
been
it
great
wasn't
spraying
windy.
So we had a small window yesterday, Monday, of hot. It was 75, 80 degrees, 80% humidity, but the sun wasn't out. Didn't feel that hot, you know? And I had one field I needed to spray. So I sprayed it. Probably have to spray it again. It's just the nature of the beast. But then we parked it. So that was the one I needed to really get before we start getting these rains this week.
Good.
So I'm happy about that. But otherwise, the dodging the wind. That's what we're trying to do.
Man, it's crazy.
Every day.
Usually, I'm kind of shocked. Like, usually it dies down by like June, late June into July, August and everything. The wind kind of dies down, but it's been crazy.
Yeah, it's been a weird weather cycle.
Yeah.
Weird weather cycle.
So, dang. Well, I'm glad you got some done, and I hope you don't have to spray again.
No, man, it's good.
Time will tell.
Getting time to finally clean stuff up around here. When it's windy, then you can just park it, get in the shop and start doing the things you've avoided all spring, cleaning up and consolidating and moving stuff around. So,
and then before you know it, boom, harvest is here.
That's right.
And we're going to get some legendary content during harvest.
Yes, we are.
Cannot wait.
It's going to be fun.
Also, I have no idea when we will ever get them done. Our waterways are still uncut because they're so wet.
Yeah.
And after that hot weekend we had, we got really close. But now it rained a little this morning. We're supposed to get another half inch, plus potentially an inch and a half tomorrow.
Yeah.
Plus potentially a couple tenths after that. Mm-hmm. I don't know when we're going to get these done, but I drove to one of our fields the other day. The waterway is as high as my truck in some areas.
You mean the grass in the waterway?
The grass is as tall.
Huge.
Sorry, yes, not the physical waterway. The grass. Dude, we're going to get an unbelievable amount of hay, but I want to have it done by now because usually just 2 cuttings on a waterway. We'll probably still get one because of the amount of moisture we've had.
Yeah.
It's going to be wild.
Yeah.
This is going to easily be the best yield we've ever had in a waterway.
We were creeping through ours with the mower the other day because it was
thick.
Very thick.
Yeah, them waterways are like me. They're thick.
Thick.
Yeah. All right. Hey, let's talk about Sheldon Power and Equipment. Sheldon Power and Livestock.
Yes.
Sheldon Power and Equipment. I was looking at their website this morning, actually. They've got some nice trailers. Boy, there's so many things I'd buy there if I had more money.
Soda trailers.
Yeah. Got some trailers that I've always wanted to have one just to throw the 4-wheeler on this or throw something on that and just haul it around instead of put it all the back of my pickup or something. But yeah, great place. I actually drove by them yesterday and I wanted to stop in, but it was late at night and I wasn't even sure if he was there to begin with. And then we just decided to go home.
Yeah. No, Mitchell's great. You should give Mitchell a buzz. They're super easy to get a hold of. I mean, their website's very clean and up to date and stuff. They do list a lot of stuff on Tractor House or other things like that. Yeah. So, they've got lots of listings.
And I saw on their website they have 3 service guys. And I think that this is a huge selling point for companies around here. I know I've worked with some other lawnmower companies or places where you can take it back there and they will fix it for you.
Yeah.
Like that's huge because if you buy a mower or something from, I'm sure that they'll either, if you can't get it to them, send a service guy your way or take it back to them and they'll be able to service it. It's so huge to know that if I'm not someone who can fix things on my own, that where I bought it will take care of it and stuff. So get your stuff from Sheldon Power and Equipment.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons we got that mower because I can have them service it every year easily, very easy. So, and I had a little trouble. I'd parked it the other day and I had a seat switch that came undone underneath the seat. And so it wasn't starting. And I'd had some parking brake issues previously with it, but I texted Mitchell and I said, is there a seat switch on this thing that's giving me an issue? Because it won't, every time I throw the parking brake off, it dies. Like there's something not working. He just texted me and said, yep, look on the seat.
Boom.
Boom. Done.
Just like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't go buy your motors at, Walmart or
Don't get a Lowe's. Don't get a Lowe's mower.
Sears, if those even exist, which I don't think they do.
There's so many better customer service.
Because then you're
options.
like, well, my mower's broke.
Yep.
I can't call up Sears and they can send their cash register out to help me.
And small engine
or
mechanics.
Cash register.
Yeah.
Cashier.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the checkout.
Yeah.
The small engine fix-it guys too are fewer and fewer and fewer.
They really are.
There aren't nearly as many as there used to be. And if they do, those guys are working on side-by-sides, not small mower type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the money is on those things.
Yeah.
So yeah, go find somebody that sells mowers that also works on them because that's a big deal.
Yep. Sheldon Power Equipment, your one-stop shop. And while you're there, go to Quick Star and get some delicious snacks while you're there.
There you go.
So I like to do business in towns where the business also has a quick start. A little 2 for 1.
That makes you feel good about it?
It's like, it's nice to know that, do I actually want my mower to break down just so I can go to quick start?
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
That's how I think. Hey, let's talk weddings, buddy.
Okay.
For our main topic, our main topic seemingly is turning out to be food every episode. But for our second main topic.
I thought those were warm-up topics.
Yeah. For our second main
Guess what happens at weddings?
Yeah. You eat food. And some good food, I might say.
Oh, yeah.
But we were talking yesterday that Josiah and I are going to be in a wedding this weekend. You were at a wedding, or we're not going to be in it. We're going to attend it. You were at one last weekend, and we thought, let's talk weddings in rural America.
Yeah.
Maybe versus non-rural America and the differences and costs and all that stuff. So
let this be just a learning experience for Josiah someday.
Yeah.
And then he'll have great things to take with him.
He will.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah. It's this pod's going to blow up and some like celebrity is going to reach out. Who's that Josiah guy?
Who is he?
Who's the mysterious man whose voice I hear behind the mics?
Can't see his face.
Yeah. Anyway, good luck with that, buddy. But yes.
Need it.
Heed our advice. Heed David's more. David's marriage lasted, so heed his more.
Yes, but we have both paid for weddings, so the same thing applies. Here we go. All right. Tell me what you know.
Well, I think the big thing, and you mentioned this too the other day, like, is just the cost of here.
Yeah.
And I think like the resourcefulness of doing a wedding here is like, sometimes you do it. Okay. So we're in rural Iowa, and honestly, with like kind of the 2007 and on farming boom, if you want to call it that, a lot of nice shops went up. And so these guys, I mean, we have like state of the art shops now where if you clean it up and decorate it, it's an amazing wedding venue. And that's where actually the wedding Josiah and I are going to, the reception is in the bride's father's shop.
Nice.
And they deck it all out to look like an incredible. And so
that's great.
You don't have to, I mean, obviously if you don't know, if you're not related to the person, maybe throw them a few $100. $500 if you want, but that's better than paying $2,500 to rent a place for a venue. But yeah, she's doing it for free. And usually around here, rural America, the people are more than likely just going to do it out of the goodness of their heart.
Right.
Because if you're asking them, they're probably either a family member or a close family friend.
Yep.
So they're not going to charge you. And so, yeah, you got farm shops or maybe an awesome pasture or a beautiful yard. So I think your options around here are more vast because if you're doing it, if you live in California and you want to get married outdoors, you're probably going to have to like rent a winery for like $10,000.
I don't think 10 grand is going to cut it.
Probably not.
Yeah.
And you can do that here. Now you got to be selective with your timing here. You don't want to do an outdoor wedding probably in July or August.
That wouldn't be great.
But if you hit up May and even June, it's usually pretty manageable, or September, October and stuff. So that's one thing right there is just the venue cost here.
Right. Well, and so, for example, the wedding we went to this weekend took place in a church. And then we walked 2 blocks to the community center.
Yeah.
Which they rented for 3 days. Maybe a cost of $300 or $400.
Yeah. Cheap.
I mean, there's zero cost there. So your cost is in food and bar. Maybe renting a few tables or something. But in reality, these $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 wedding, this thing that actually is starting to put people in debt because just get married in rural America.
Yeah, and even if you have
so
to
much
rent,
cheaper.
Even if you have to rent the church, like I want to say, when we got married at our church, I think it was $200.
Yeah,
something like that.
Very cheap.
And so it's dirt cheap. And honestly, here's another way you can save money. Now, depends on if you know a lot of people or not. I happen to be someone who enjoys making as many friends as humanly possible. And I know a lot of people. And one of our close friends' mothers has been in the food industry forever. And I asked her, I said, if this is stressful to you, all good. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
She offered to do all of the sides and dessert and snacks while like people are getting there and want to eat on some munchies before the meal, as long as we found someone to do the meat. And so I knew a guy who loves to smoke large amounts of meat. So we went to Fairway. We bought whole ribeye loins.
Yes.
Took them to this guy. He smoked them all up, cut them into like 10-ounce steaks.
Yeah.
And we had the steak and she did all the sides. It came out to like $10 a plate.
Oh,
that was
man.
it. For like, it was so cheap.
Yeah.
So we did our wedding for really cheap.
Yeah.
Honestly. And everyone's like, people still tell me to this day, like, that meat was magical. And the best part about it was like a month before the wedding, I bought one and took it to him. So because he wanted to smoke it ahead of time and like prepare it how he thought he would do it and see what we thought. So then I had like 18 pounds of these unbelievable steaks that we got to eat for like a week beforehand and stuff, and share with friends and family and stuff like that.
That's so cool.
So, and that's another thing around here. You can kind of piece your meal together. And he just showed up with trays full of all of our meat, and we had friends that were helping like serve the meal. And then from there, they took it and kind of prepared the buffet and everything.
Wow.
Dirt cheap for the food.
That's so cool.
Yeah. What'd you guys do?
Oh, very different. So we got married in Colorado. So to get a venue in Colorado was a much different situation. And so we rented pretty much the cheapest option we could find, and it was an outdoor wedding, September.
Beautiful.
And it was a late 1800s bed and breakfast in Loveland.
Nice.
And this gal had just purchased a business, so it was a little bit cheaper. It's much cheaper than it is now because it's become kind of a thing. But she was the owner, the wedding planner. She coordinated all the people that brought everything in, and we got a steal of a deal on her compared to what everything else costs.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking at $10,000 plus for rent for just venue rentals out there all over the place. And so she was amazing. Our food, though, the cost to get food per plate, like you said, was just off the charts high. So we just did hors d'oeuvres for a majority of stuff.
Oh, nice.
We just had a boatload of hors d'oeuvres, and that's what we ended up doing.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Rained 4 inches that night on us on an outdoor wedding. Majority of the pictures are people. We've got pictures of people that
sucks.
They didn't hold an umbrella, but the person next to them held an umbrella. So half of them is covered in water, and the other half is completely dry. It was a deal.
Was it raining during the wedding?
Pouring.
So you had like a big awning over the wedding party or something?
No.
So Kelly walked down the aisle and just got wet?
The tent was over the reception tables and stuff.
Oh, man.
But all the chairs for the actual wedding were outside. Nothing covering us. So our best man and our maid of honor held umbrellas over us, and they were all wet rats.
Dang. That's real friends right there, though.
It was incredible. It was cold. It was very, very wet.
But now you guys have a hilarious memory.
Yes.
Like Kelly seems like someone who's like super chill and would just like laugh that and be like, it is what it is.
It is. Nothing you can do about it, you know?
Yeah. Whereas like
you already wrote the check, so we're going through with it.
Some of these brides out here might get a little fired up and crazy. It's like, listen, you can't control the weather.
Nope. It was pretty awesome.
That's funny. You know, our church that we all attend now has this beautiful like pergola outside and like a grass area that goes off the pergola where you could easily have a 300-400 person wedding there and rent chairs and put it in. And one of our church members' sons owns a landscaping company, and they're also incredibly good with like construction and stuff. Got married there. He built that just for his wedding there.
I didn't know that.
He asked the church if he could build it, and then they can just have it for future outdoor weddings if people want to get married there. So if people want to get married outdoors in this beautiful setting outside our church, then it's also right there by the church in case it rains and the backup plan to go inside. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
So that's why that pergola out there on the west lawn is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. I wrote down something. Rural America cannot stop a horrendous wedding speech, though. No matter where you get married, one thing will always happen: terrible speeches.
Oh man.
I have been in many weddings. As I mentioned, I'm a bit of a social butterfly. I was in like 18 weddings in my 20s and early 30s. I got so sick of tuxedos because that was like when we were like young adults was the tuxedo era still. Yeah, now it's like just suits.
Yep.
But those freaking
which is way better, by the way. Buy a suit.
100 times
keep
better.
The suit.
Tuxedos
fits.
You have to rent. The pants don't have belt loops or belts. You have these little straps you try to tighten it with.
Yeah.
The tuxedo shirts hang 2 inches past your belly. So if you're like me, you're toast. It's not staying tucked in.
No.
It's too many layers. It's a vest. It's everything. It's too much. It's uncomfortable. But I have seen so many terrible speeches. I watched one of my best friends got married. His sister-in-law, the sister, maid of honor of the bride, spent half her speech talking about divorce and basically like getting off her chest how horrible her marriage was.
Oh my
In
gosh.
front of like 400 people. I was like, I told my wife at the time, I was like, I cannot take this because I was
Grab the mic. Just grab the mic.
I was one of the groomsmen, but I was in the back talking to a bunch of friends, and I got back late for the speeches. I wasn't given a speech, so I just sat with my wife and some of the other groomsmen wives at a table, and I was like, I'm out. I can't take this. This is too awkward. I went back to where all of my friends were like at the bar area. I went and sat with them and watched the Cubs World Series game.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, I cannot listen to this.
Oh my gosh.
I also saw one that lasted about 50 minutes from the best man, and it got really awkward as he started asking people who had been married the longest. Since like these old people are like saying they've been married 60, 65 years. And he started making these really like inappropriate comments. And I was like, what?
How can you go for that long? 50 minutes of
Dude,
just...
at some point, if that's your brother and you're the groom,
You're taking the microphone.
just
Read the
stand up and
room.
take the mic. It might be an awkward family moment, but
Yeah.
everyone there is going to be happy you did.
Everyone's going to thank you.
Like, and it just went on and on and on. And I was like, this is a part of, it was one of our pastor's family members. I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever sat through in my life. So anyway, have you experienced some terrible speeches?
Oh yeah. I mean, they're all, look, the people that are doing this aren't professional speakers in public, you know, so a lot of them are pretty nervous out the gate. So let's give people some tips.
Yeah.
How about that? Let's give
Yeah.
some people tips on how to give a great
Yeah.
wedding speech.
Yep.
Okay. First tip, don't say how either the bride or the groom actually wanted to get with you.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And then it was just, they had to settle for their current situation.
Yeah.
That's not a good start.
No,
That's not, it's not, I mean, it might be funny.
It's horribly awkward.
People are laughing because they feel bad for you when you're
Yeah.
saying that. That's not a great way to
Yeah,
start.
your job is to uplift the bride and groom on this day.
That's right.
Not make anything about you whatsoever.
That's right. How about you? You got a tip?
I've given my fair share of best man speeches, and I must say, I try to keep it like 3 minutes or under.
Yes.
Maybe make one joke at the beginning, and then just talk about how awesome the guy is that you've known, and then talk about how awesome she is and how you've
right.
seen him become
That's
a better
right.
person.
Yep.
Keep it simple. Maybe throw in one. I don't throw in an inside joke or a joke unless I know everyone will laugh at it. And
That's
there
right.
was our pastor's son. I walked in on the engagement happening.
Oh.
While he's on one knee.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, well, this will be a funny story to tell that everyone will understand. Yeah, I was returning some worship music from when I was on worship team back to Pastor Doug's house, and they were all gone. It was dark. It was around Christmas time, and I walk in, and his fiance's on the couch crying, and he's on one knee, and I go, see you later. And I threw the music folder and left. I was like, I can't believe I just walked in. I ruined the whole moment.
It's so good. I love
And so
that
I was able
story.
to tell that story.
That's
But if you
amazing.
don't have a story like that everyone's going to die
gonna
laughing
understand.
at,
Yeah.
just keep it
Yeah.
straightforward.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, like 3 minutes or less would be a tip.
Yep. I would say 3 to 5 minutes. Some good things are maybe like a top 5 or a best of list.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to get some good things, then
Yeah.
relatable things that you're going to learn in marriage.
Yeah.
Right. You can easily make some of those somewhat funny one-liners, you know, but also give great encouragement through a best of list.
Yeah.
Right. So top 5, you know,
Yeah, that's a really good
things
idea.
you've learned in your marriage so far.
Yeah.
Everybody poops.
Everybody poops.
Everybody.
It's okay. You don't have to hide it.
So
Heck,
just
leave the
things
door
like
open
that.
if you want.
Just things like that, you know, there's a best of top 5. It's quick to the point. You
Yeah,
get,
that's a
you
good
know,
one.
Nice, quickly done. Other things, small props are funny sometimes, but don't Michael Scott it. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you don't want to make it real awkward, but you can also have a quick moment of fun, 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Move along.
I actually was at a wedding once, and I thought this was a genius idea. The best man got a top 3 things of advice for the couple from each set of parents.
Oh, yeah.
And
That is good.
He stood up and said, listen, my wife and I have only been married like a year.
That is
Why are you
great.
going to listen to us?
Yes.
This is what I did. And everyone was like, oh.
Oh, that's
And then it was like
great.
5 minutes long. He
Yeah.
gave like a top 3 from each set of parents and just said, hey, I love you guys. Obviously, should listen to them more than me. I've basically been married the same amount of time as you. I was like, this is good. It totally makes you like,
Absolutely.
you acknowledge like, what do I know?
Yeah.
And then you go to people who've been married for 30, 40 years.
That's right.
Let them give you advice.
That's great.
So that was
There's
a good
a lot
one.
of humility there.
Also, for all the bridesmaids out there, can we not stand up and say, for those of you who don't know, I'm so-and-so, and we've been friends for and we used to call ourselves not partners in crime, but sisters in crime in college. Stop that. For those of you that don't know thing, and tell your dumb college stories that no one cares about. Quit it. No one cares about your stupid inside jokes.
If you have a tragedy that happened to you, don't use that to complain about it. Go see a therapist.
Well said.
Man.
Well said. Yeah, keep that under wraps.
I was also
3 to 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes.
I was at a wedding where the best man talked about how he was there when the bride and groom like hooked up for the first time and started dating. And no, they hooked up and then started dating. And I was like, some self-awareness, please. Why are you telling this story like when her family and friends are here? The bride and groom were so mad.
Yeah.
Like, is it not obvious we probably shouldn't share things like that? Anyway, also another
So
tip.
maybe a little bit of wisdom in choosing who you're...
Yes. And another
Or
tip.
maybe just some clarification up front for that speech. Like, please don't do this.
And also, AKA, just maybe no one have a relationship with Jesus. There's a wedding requirement.
Just something. Just something.
No sex before marriage.
How about that? There you go.
Amen. Amen.
So I think
Coitus free pre-marriage.
it's just somebody that is willing to be a little bit humble,
Yeah.
accept that there's encouragement and uplifting in the speech. That's a good speech.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's and you never know who's gonna like deliver an absolute knockout punch of a
There
speech.
are good ones, man. They're really, really
My
good
best
ones.
man was our pastor's son, who's introverted,
It's very quiet.
doesn't really consider himself like a funny guy. Just would be someone who would hate public speaking, you'd think. Legendary speech.
Really?
It was hilarious. Had everyone dying laughing. I think part of it too was that no one saw it coming from
And
him.
he's so deadpanned.
So then when it's someone you don't expect, it's like, this is amazing.
Yes.
But it was only like 5-10 minutes max. I don't even know what it was that, but I was
Yeah.
like, man, this speech is amazing.
That's
this is
great.
so cool.
That's great.
So sometimes it's the least expected people.
That's right. Spend some time on it. Don't wait till the last minute. You know,
Yeah.
think about it ahead of time. Take some time,
Yeah.
write it down, work it through a little bit. You're giving a public
Yeah.
speech. It means a lot. It means a lot to the people that are up there that you're encouraging and representing too. So
Yep.
spend some time on it. Don't wing
Yeah,
it.
I
Don't
think
wing it.
I think we've covered it. Yeah. Even I'm a big let's fly by the seat of our pants kind of guy. And even I didn't wing my speeches.
Yeah, don't wing them.
One of them though
You're
was
not a big fly by the seat of your pants.
Yeah, he's
you
right.
love planning.
That's true.
You
I got
plan
called
everything
out.
out.
I'm a
Get out of
planner.
here.
I am a planner.
People try to make it seem like you're that way.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I had to call you
I'm a
out.
bit of an OCD planner.
Okay.
Yeah. One of them though, I was very fortunate. It was right in the time of the. Well, I don't know, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Those commercials.
Yeah.
And then
You were old enough to be like a best man then?
at 21.
Wow. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I was a best man at 21 for a guy, and we stayed in a Holiday Inn Express the night before, so I was able to start my speech with, well, I don't know how good this speech is going to be, but it did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. And then, I don't know, it was kind of funny. At 21, though, maybe it was super corny, and we all
Yeah.
thought it was funny.
I think you've probably gotten better.
Yeah.
The more best man speeches you give.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, probably never going to be one ever again. Well, I do have one friend who I think I would be one for, so we'll see what happens.
There you go.
Don't think he's ever getting married, though. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about someone else.
Let's say it feels bad, man.
Plus, you got brothers. Oh, that's another thing. Do you think, is it a requirement to have a sibling as best man, maid of honor?
I actually didn't have my brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
My brother didn't have we were in the wedding, but we weren't his best man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good rule of thumb is it doesn't have to be a sibling if you
Right.
you love your siblings and you're always gonna
Yep.
be right with them and around them the rest of your life, but your siblings should be cool enough to know that, hey, he's really close with this guy. Like,
Yeah.
let it be that guy.
Yep.
Yeah, both of my brothers would be in the wedding, but they wouldn't be my best man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see?
That's okay.
There you go.
That's okay.
All right. Any other speech advice?
Oh man. No, I don't think so.
All right. I think we gave some solid groundwork there for people to
Yeah.
build on.
And it's not like we're perfect at giving speeches.
No,
but,
we're most definitely not.
But at the same time, preparation, short length of time.
Yeah.
That's good.
Man, I have so many more wedding takes, but we'll save those for future episodes.
Dude, it's a lengthy topic.
It is.
Lengthy
It is.
topic.
Let's dive into the auction and see what we can find.
Hey, now we're going down to the auction. I'm very excited. First of all, let's read real quick here some more of what Dwayne sent us. I gotta find
Oh
this.
yeah.
gotta
We should do some auction updates too on some past things.
Here's Dwayne's.
Go for it.
I don't remember which ones I read last time. I think I read Albert Einstein, Lunar Dust, and Elvis Presley's Soiled Underwear.
That's right. Yep. Yeah.
So another item, Sotheby's sold a lock of Sir Isaac Newton's hair. Did we talk about that?
No, we did
It was a
not.
small lock of Newton's actual hair, which was wrapped in period paper. Does that mean from that time?
I think that means from that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was a little trepidatious reading that.
Oh my gosh.
It sold for an undisclosed amount, but they said likely tens of thousands. And they said the person just thought it'd be cool to have Sir Isaac Newton's DNA. Weird.
Super weird.
Oh yeah, that's like stalkerish. Yeah, how about Vlad the Impaler? His letters, aka Dracula. They called him Dracula, Vlad the Impaler.
Oh, is that who all that stuff comes from?
I guess. Sold by RR Auction and some others involved with this auction. 15th century letters written by Vlad III of Wallachia, a.k.a. Dracula. Sold for over $100,000. And it was historical vampire tales and dark content.
Get out of here.
Apparently they said it was gold to those
No
collectors who like that
way.
dark stuff.
That's nuts.
Yeah, and a haunted doll that had a written history with it that sold. Live auctioneers and private paranormal collectors helped sell it and verify things. It was dolls that were allegedly tied to spirits and sold with quote unquote activity logs of what they had done. It sold for just hundreds to thousands, apparently, depending on the backstory. And people bought them, I guess, based on horror movie stuff. And I don't know, there's weirdos out there who like to feel like they might have a creepy thing watching them in their house. People like enjoy that.
Usually people want to get rid of the creepy dolls, not keep them.
Yeah. One year as a white elephant gift for a youth group. So I think it was Josiah's sister-in-law. She had it. It was like an old like marionette with the creepiest looking face on it. And I got it. And I gave it to someone else, and then they gave it back. And it's still sitting in my closet in my apartment. I had to go into that closet like a year ago or something. I forgot it was there. I opened it and about died. That freaking thing was sitting there staring at me. About gave me a heart attack.
It's always staring at you,
Yeah,
Adam.
yeah. It's in there still in my apartment. What if it comes to life at night and does stuff?
All right. Let's go on to
What the heck, bro?
anything else on there? Is that the list from Dwayne? All right. So let's do a quick update on a few items.
Yeah.
I just can't get past that fast enough. The 1993 passenger bus. Mm-hmm. Okay, we talked about this. Has a Detroit engine in it, diesel motor.
I think you updated us, didn't you?
Did I?
Sold for $2,700.
Yeah, $2,700.
remember the
Can
number.
you believe
Yeah,
that?
you were kicking
I'm
yourself.
so shocked at that I had to bring it up again.
Yeah,
All right.
that's a dirt cheap
It
price.
is,
That is
pretty
dirt cheap.
shocking.
Yeah, hoping that bus has good shocks.
Yes.
Well, we
Yes.
should move on from these terrible
All right.
jokes.
Okay. Let's just go on to this today's. All right. What do you got?
Yeah.
What's your first one?
All right, I'm going to share. I have two funny ones
Okay.
that I'm going to share.
All right.
So let's see here. Open up. Okay, it's not opening. Here we go. It's not working.
All right. I'll go.
Yeah, my
Okay.
phone's
So we've
not
got
working. Oh, I got it now.
Oh, well, too bad.
ahead,
I'm
Dave.
on the way. All right. I've got for my. We need a name for these, like crazy pick. My crazy pick.
Crazy pick. Yep.
All right, my crazy pick. This is from the Sotheby's Summer Sports Classic auction.
Ooh.
One day until the lots begin closing. The first item on here is a LeBron James 2016 NBA Finals Cleveland Cavaliers game worn jersey. So this would have been the first time he was in the finals with the Cavs.
Yep.
Okay.
No, he went to the finals in 15, lost to the Warriors, won it in 16.
Okay,
Yep.
so this is one that
Second time with the Cavs in
all
the
right,
finals.
Okay, so the estimate on this jersey is $800,000 to $1.2 million.
Whoa!
There is one bid, and the reserve has met at $750,000.
Wow.
Someone is willing to pay $750,000.
Do you think it's LeBron?
You could buy an 80-acre chunk for
Yeah.
that jersey,
Bazinga, bro. Dude.
and wow.
If I had that kind of money, I just don't think I would ever buy an insane priced sports memorabilia. As much as I would love to have some things, I just could not bring myself. Now, if I had billions, okay, maybe. If I knew I could buy that and still give a ton more money to church and like charities.
What would you do with that?
It'd just be cool to say, have it and hang it up in your man cave, I guess.
I think that this is, if you're new to the sports memorabilia thing, this is actually not that expensive of a price.
Yeah, it's an iconic piece of sports history.
And so on the same auction, Steph Curry's jersey that he wore when he made his first 3-pointer.
Oh, baby.
There's 37 bids on this, and right now it's at 600,000.
That's honestly not that shocking because of how historical that is.
And he obviously is the greatest 3-point shooter of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a legendary piece of sports memorabilia.
Yeah.
But most of the collectors that are in this, I shouldn't say that. It seems like a lot of the collectors that are in this space are after returns.
Mm-hmm.
They are planning on reselling these pieces for an even greater amount in the future.
Well, think about
I'm sure
that.
there's a bunch that are just going to keep it, but at the same time, these people, this is a business for them.
I mean, think about that LeBron piece. Like when he retired, like if the bank wanted to give me $1 million to buy it, I bet you could sell it for $1.5 million when he retires.
Maybe.
And the history that goes with it and the story, because he's from Akron, the #1 pick. He went to Cleveland. He needed to be the savior to bring him a title. It didn't work, but then he chose to come back, and he finally leads them to their first title ever as the hometown kid. So the story with it is also adds a lot of value.
They beat the Golden State Warriors team that had won 73 games that year.
Yep.
That was pretty electric.
Oh, man, that was a fun finals to watch.
So that's my crazy take. Those
right.
sports memorabilia stuff is off the charts.
My crazy one might not seem so crazy to some people, but I thought it was funny. It is on HiBid, and it is a MEIXIXI, I say Mazizi, LED flashlight gloves, rechargeable Mazizi LED flashlight gloves. So you put the glove on.
Gloves?
And it just looks like it only has the thumb and the index finger and the middle finger that have glove parts on them, but they stop here. And then it looks like there's a little built-in flashlight right here on top of it, and you can turn it on while you wear these gloves. You got flashlights and stuff if you're working on something in the dark. Flashlight gloves.
Wouldn't that just, I mean, if you're working with your hands, wouldn't you just not
Your
be able to
hands
see?
get in the way of the flashlight?
I don't know. There it is right there. I was just thinking if it'd be fun if I'm going to check cattle in the middle of the night and I would just want it to be hands-free, not hold a flashlight.
You're going to walk around like this?
Big hello cows.
Get yourself a hat.
Or if you want to be like,
get yourself one
if
of
you want to
these.
like turn it upside down and be like, I'm Spider-Man, and shoot that flashlight light out.
You can just wear a headlamp.
Yeah.
How much are those selling for?
Current, there's 2 bids, 7.5 hours remaining. The high bid is $3.
Okay,
Dude,
that
I
seems
might
about
buy
right.
those then.
That seems about right.
$3.
That seems about right.
I had 2 crazy items that I wanted to bring, so I hope my second one here, also from HiBid, and it is Tina, T-E-N-A is the brand, Tina Men's Overnight Extra Coverage Underwear that you can put on if you have wedding issues.
Are you having issues?
Oh,
No,
that's what extra coverage
but
means. I was going to ask.
Is this an investment in the future? Current bid, 0. 8 hours and 42 minutes remains.
Are they still in the package?
Yeah, 48 pieces of them.
How come the
Just
last
looks like tidy whities, but it's just a extra coverage diaper.
the last
I was
2
about to say-
episodes we've been talking about soiled underwear?
You know what's funny is that they have like a ripped, good-looking young man as the model.
Yeah, but it's
why not
an
put an old
XL.
man in there as the model? Because that's who it's for.
Yeah, isn't that what denims?
Depends.
Depends.
Yeah, denims.
That's what depends are
I
for.
suppose you could tie a denim jacket around
I
your
don't
waist
know why I
for
said
coverage.
denims.
Anyway, those are my 2 crazy
Wow.
items.
All right. That's on auction. You think you could just go to the store. Somebody's
Soiled it.
Somebody's
Exactly.
planning on making money.
Why are you
there.
trying to sell that?
Interesting.
Anyway,
Interesting.
what you got for your want item?
My want. This is on HiBid also.
Okay.
This is Paulson Auctioneers is selling this item
Okay.
in Correctionville. This is a electric Tomcat GTX ride-on floor scrubber.
Oh, baby.
So this, I really don't like mopping the shop floor, and there's a lot of shop floor, and so if I could find one of these,
You actually go out there and
would
mop
be
it?
Sweet, sometime.
Man, I would just sweep
There's
it.
portions of it that I'll like this small area. I'll mop that every once in a while.
That's fair.
Not very often, but if we're having people here and
Well, you gotta-
try
yeah.
and you do the sweep first and then you do the mop, but
True.
it's so much.
That is a big area to mop.
effort.
That thing would be sweet.
Well,
Supposed to be fun.
I would like to see where Sam's Club offloads their autonomous versions.
Yeah, I was about to say you can get something that just set
that's
up and
right, from these big
scrubs
box
your
stores.
floor
Don't you
and
think that
vacuums it up.
they would just be like cutting those loose somewhere?
For sure. I bet they just like throw them away or recycle them. You could probably sneak in and be like, hey, I'll give you $500 for that.
I would put one of those in and just come out here in the middle of the night and it's just roaming around.
Sit
Dude,
there
that'd
and
be so
watch
much
it for a
fun.
few hours. It's like, oh, that's fun.
Mommy, where's Dad? Oh, he's out in the
He's
shop.
out watching the
Yeah.
scrubber move around.
Hit the wall, back up a little bit, and go the other way.
Oh, those
Man.
things are cool.
So if I could get my hands on a floor scrubber, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, there you go. For $200 a month, I'll come mop your floor once a month.
So you can hire a maid.
That would only get me 10 times.
Yeah.
I mean, according to how much I'm paying for this. This is about $2,000 right now,
Okay.
which is still already out of my,
Yeah, but I'd mop it
budget?
with love.
just once a year for $200.
Yeah, there we go. All right, my want is this is also on high bid. Everything is from high bid for me today. It's a 9-foot patio umbrella. So basically one of those big umbrellas that you see go over a patio table.
Yeah.
And the reason I want one of these is because I'm a little worried about my pod track recorder overheating during the 4th of July parade if we do a live pod during the parade.
Okay.
So I'm in need of an umbrella. If anyone out there listening has one that they would like to loan me for the 4th of July parade, please reach out if I don't get one bought. But yeah, it's just one of those. I want to maybe set it down a little lower over a table that I have my pod track on and just keep some shade over it so it doesn't overheat. It runs on battery, but you can still overheat, I assume. So, yeah. So that's what I want. I want one of those to keep it from overheating. So if we do a live pod, it'll actually record and not overheat and die.
I don't think you want mine. I have one, but there's a fair amount of birds that have pooped on it.
Yeah. Well, as long as it provides shade.
Also,
that's
it's
okay.
pretty unstable. I don't think you probably want to go a different route.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide, like, do I want to build like a really heavy base that I can put it in and like attach that base to like a flat rack? I haven't still decided on the trailer yet. Probably got to figure this out. And get
your
some
T-minus.
It's getting pretty close.
T-minus a few days.
and I need to get some signs made, either to just have the names of the pods and media companies or barcodes, or I'm not sure yet. QR codes. There we go.
QR codes.
Yeah, QR codes.
Barcodes won't get them anywhere.
It's probably too late to go get a nice
They
one
don't have
made.
a way to scan that.
No. So yeah, that's what I want. An
I'm
umbrella.
sure you could probably go somewhere. There's got to be a sign place in Storm Lake somewhere that could get some QR codes made for you. On something
Cherokee
big.
has one.
I already have a.
He has a QR
You gotta-
codes.
Oh yeah.
Cherokee has a place that makes signs, and they're like that nylon, plasticky type stuff. It's probably too late to get one of those, but I guess you
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah. But
So-
can they make you a big decal and you put it on piece of something?
That'd be cool. So yeah, if we have to, we'll print those off and go construction paper or something.
Construction paper.
I don't know about that.
And laminate and then put a whole roll of packing tape over it to keep it from wilting.
Have you checked the weather for the 4th of July yet? Is the
No.
weather out? Let's see.
I have no
We're-
idea. Hopefully it's not 105.
We're 10 days out.
Yeah, we should probably figure that out this week.
Yes.
Look for PED
Or 3 weeks
rolling
ago.
through
I
the
should
Storm
have.
Lake July 4th parade.
All I thought about up until like 5 days ago was Hut Up Media stuff, getting hay done, and just trying to survive.
Yeah.
And now that we're done with that, I can think of this stuff. Now, the hay and stuff should have been done 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago. But we'll figure out something for this parade.
You'll get her done.
One way or another, we're going to get 100 new followers.
That sounds good.
If I have to walk up to people and force them to follow on their phone during the parade, I will.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that if we're doing a live pod, obviously. But
Leave
that's
your
what I
taser
want.
at home.
Umbrella. Leave the taser. All right, Dave. That was fun.
It was good.
I think we provided value to people who haven't been married yet. I think we also made people hungry, which is always the goal.
Yes.
I feel full.
Yeah. It was just a great episode. Mm-hmm. Happy to be here with you. How much rain did you get this morning?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a 10th or 10th.
That's about what we
10th-ish.
got. Yeah.
Not
Talking
much.
a lot coming. It has been very hot and dry, so I suppose as long as it doesn't come like a flood, I'll be okay if we get some.
That's right.
I'd rather get these waterways done, but at this point, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So, all right, people, you know the drill. Go subscribe and all that stuff on social media. Tell your friends, leave a review. It helps us out. And we just love you and thank you for taking time to listen. We'll see you next time on another AGcellent adventure.